The sticky bomb launcher is really powerful. In fact, it's one of the most powerful weapons in the game, as each shot can do a base damage of 120, and if every single shot hits, then you can do almost 1000 damage, and you can do even more damage depending on the charge. So it doesn't seem like the smartest idea to trade out a weapon that can clear the whole team for a weapon that does 0 damage. Well, that's what I thought when I first came across this weapon. How could a weapon that does 0 damage even be remotely effective? Well, sticky jumping. But you can still do this with the normal sticky bomb launcher, right? Well, yes, but it does a lot of damage to you, doing over 70 damage for just one sticky. And if you try to use 2 stickies, you're pretty much dead. So what's so special about the sticky jumper? Well, it allows you to sticky jump without taking any damage. And what does this do? Well, it quite literally allows you to get around the map in just seconds, but it does no damage. I know I've already said this, but it's pretty bad. However, getting to fly around the map like a madman is better. And how could this possibly be effective? Well, it allows you to get to the front lines faster, and this means it allows you to dish out damage way faster than you usually would. Now, there's also another few downsides that I will talk about. It has no random critical hits, which don't really matter because it doesn't do damage anyway. -6 max sticky bombs out, which means you can only have 2 sticky bombs out at a time, but I don't find this to be that bad since you don't really need any more than 2 sticky bombs at a time, and you can't carry the intel or pass the time jack. But to be honest, nobody really wants to pick up the intel anyway when you're playing a game, and I don't think that many people play the pastime game. So none of these stats really affect your gameplay that much. So now let's move on to the combat. Now before I tell you anything about sticky jumping, you need to learn how to hit your pipes. Now that you've gotten rid of your sticky bomb launcher, you've given up 2/3 of your damage. Now pipes travel a little bit slower than bullets, meaning you have to aim a little bit in front of where you think you should. Now this all depends on how far you are away from your enemy or how fast your enemy is. So if it's a scout, aim a bit further than you would if it was heavy. And the projectile shoots at an arc, meaning if you want to hit long shots, then you're going to have to aim up a bit. But most of this stuff will just come with practice, because it takes a while to get used to it. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the sticky jumping. To do a basic sticky jump, jump, crouch, and detonate the sticky. If you want to gain a lot of height, detonate the sticky directly under your feet. But if you want to gain a bit more speed, then detonate it after you've walked over it. You can also detonate it off walls so that you don't take as much full damage, you'll just go fast forward instead of high up in the air. Now these are just the absolute basics of sticky jumping, and if you want to learn anything more advanced, I would recommend watching a sticky jump tutorial. You can also cancel out full damage by doing something which is called a surf, which is basically just sliding up a ramp or an incline, and this negates all full damage. Another important thing to know is air strafing. Basically what it is moving left and right in the air. And to do it, use A and D and your mouse. Now this can be used for turning in the air and even gaining more height. And I know you've probably already heard this, but it is one of the most helpful things in the game. And this weapon is also very good for escaping bad situations. So if there's a heavy or you're low on health, then you can escape fast. And in terms of weapons to use with this, it's actually a pretty hard choice. But it comes between the stock grenade launcher and the iron bomber. And both of these are really solid weapons. But the iron bomber is the superior choice, due to your grenades having little bounce or roll, meaning you can reliably hit shots if you don't get direct hits. And the -30% fuse time means you don't have to wait as long for your grenade to explode. Now I know that this can be seen as a downside since you can't shoot your grenades as far, but I rarely ever find this a problem. And this is all traded off for a -50% explosion radius, which means when you get direct hits, your grenade won't hit as many people as it usually would, and your rollers won't be able to hit as many enemies or deal as much damage. But I think your grenades having little roll or bounce is way better, because with the stock you pretty much can't hit any shots if you shoot it at the ground, because your rollers will just roll around everywhere. But in the end, it's just your choice. If you want to choose the grenade launcher, go ahead. But anyways, now we've come to the end of the video. if you've seen this video, I would recommend trying this weapon out, because it can be a really good weapon if you use it right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see more content, thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time.